All right, this is recording. Great, 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 great. I actually like this format because um, I think a lot of times when people make videos that like have the face in it, have their body in it, the hand movements and such, people tend to want to pay attention to it, and they want to pay attention to it. So the voice is kind of like, okay, you've seen a person before, you know their voice, so to hear them speak is like, hey, what's up, man? Um, just you can do something else while listening. So I just came upon this today. I just came out from not a long day, but just a day. And what had me thinking was that how we don't know what we want. I think that's pretty prevalent in this society. I mean, when you're provided with so many options, like it's you don't know what you want. You go to ice cream store. The ice cream's all sweet. None of them are not sweet, or at least it's not as sweet as the other one may be. But they're all ice cream, but one tastes like chocolate and one tastes like vanilla, and one's cookies and cream. So it's kind of like it's these choices I think that are not distinguished, but like engineered to distract us and confuse us. That's what I think. I had this incident when I was on the train, and damn, I keep it's yeah, I like to see the screen on the little iPod I got. But it was this incident on the train, or this scenario with me, and it was this girl that was like distanced from me. I don't know if you live in New York, but there's you wait for the train. Sometimes there's two, three, four trains going through that same train station, that same on the rail, right? And that's not at the same time, obviously, but and she was on the opposite end. Like same platform, but on the opposite end. I was talking to my friend about this too. I was just like, what? And she stopped. Like she came down the stairs, came walking down, and she stopped. And I don't know if she stopped because I was there, she looked at me, or she stopped because she tried to stop, whatever the case may be. I don't know if I made eye contact with her or whatever. I didn't really pay attention to. I didn't note that down in my head. But she just like stood there, quiet. And I had like two or three instances like this before where it's just like the girl is by herself and she's quiet. Or it could be a guy. You never know. You never know. And that's one of my theories. I told my friend, she was like, you a dickhead. But I kind of, that's to me, that's a little bit of a possibility. She's quiet. She or he is quiet, right? And I'm like, all right, whatever. And what she had about her made me go, what the fuck? Like long, had a ponytail. She was I don't say black, but she was African American or Moorish American. Had weave, I guess, long straightened hair, weave, whatever. I really don't know about women's fashion like that. Besides like dresses, skirts, blouses, makeup, shoes, heels, lipstick, and boobs. I really don't know anything. So long hair and this like lime green to yellow green tip, like at the bottom, and it's long too. Like it's past her. I think it's past the butt, or it's about at right at her butt. And I'm like, damn, what the fuck? That's like longer than your average girl who wears weave or extensions. So I'm like, alright, whatever. And the train comes. The train comes. To make a long story short, I know I'm rambling. The train comes, and I tried to go down. I was like, let me see if I can go down to whatever to get to see better seats. And then I was like, let me go back up a little bit. Not like I took 10 strides, but I took about 3 steps, and then I'll go back. And she had me thinking that she was gonna take the other train on that side where she's standing, the train that's gonna come on her side. I'm like, all right, but the train came, she didn't. So I was like, okay, that was weird. And that's before my train came. So the train comes, like I'm saying, and I get on it. She gets on it. And I'm like, all right, I don't know if you've been in New York seats, but there's like the yellow and orange seat arrangement where it's like 3 seats against the wall and 2 seats facing the window, whatever. And the same 2-seater that faces the window, the side, that's adjacent to the 3-seater wall, is no, I should say perpendicular. I think perpendicular is the word. Whatever, but just picture an L shape, and the long part of the L, the tall part of the L letter, the letter L is the 3-seat, and the short one is the 2-seat. And the 2-seat has on the other side of it 2 seats, and it's the same thing. I'm trying. I can't draw it out, but just picture an L right side up, and then reflect the L down. So mirror the L down, and that's the seating arrangement in the one of the New York train systems seats. And the other side of so my L pretty much my L had two seats open, one next to me on my right, and the two seater, one of the two seaters. The other two seater behind that was empty. She didn't take it. She sat right down near me, practically. That's how close it is. Right down on the two seat in my L. And I'm like, all right, okay, whatever. But it was so like not creepy, like oh my gosh, she wasn't even ugly. She wasn't even ugly. She, but the thing about it was just so weird because I'm like, okay, she could want me. What I'm trying to say, my point is that she could want me. Hope you didn't hear that fart. Uh, she can hear me, right? She may like me. My bad. She may like me or want me to talk to her. But here's the thing, and this is what I think is like a double standard or a stigma, some type of shit that I don't. I was focused on what I had to do that morning. It was a real, I won't say busy day for me, but it was like one of those days where I was like, you know what, I'm going to wake up early in the morning. I'm the typical nigga shit, right? You're like, oh, I gotta wake up early, but I have to really wake up early, and get on the train and go to three different places, and I'm like, all right, let me just get this over. So I'm not focused on, hey, let me look out, let me have like a side note to look out for extra pussy. Like I'm not in that mode. I'm just like I'm going where I gotta go. So it wasn't like she was bubbly or stupid. The thing about it was she was quiet, but that's moot. But what I'm trying to say is that she may have wanted me, but I didn't want her. So I think I feel like a lot of people face that problem or face that situation where I don't know if it's socially awkward people, introverted people, extroverted, introverted people. I don't know, but I don't know the fucking personality type, the INTJ, PPP, whatever that shit is. I don't know that shit, but I'm just saying like I didn't want her. Probably could have said, hey, what's going on to figure it out, but I was just kind of like, why can't you be mature enough to ask me about what you want from me? Because obviously you want something from me. Probably if she needed my help, then she was like, oh my god, can you please, like, lift this for me? Can you, like, when someone needs something, they don't hesitate to ask. When you really need something, like, I need some food, man. I'm hungry. I need some water. I need a cigarette. They ask that shit in like a heartbeat. But when it comes to, what people want, they kind of like hesitate. They just kind of like, they don't know if they should or not. So I think that, and that's what I was trying to say earlier, is that, I don't think people know what they want. People know what they need. They definitely know what they need. They need to survive. They need air. They need love. They need protection from the weather. They need food. People know what they need, but I don't. And the way we live today is that there's no fucking way to know what you want. There really isn't. That's why sometimes I try to like analyze and synthesize things in my head. I mean, when people talk to me or people listen to me, they say I think too much or that's not like that's not like they don't. I'm not saying they're dumb, but I'm saying with me, I like to know, not to say know everything. Like was my head would probably explode. Was the capacity we use our brains is not 100%. But what I'm trying to say is that I try to like analyze it. I try to understand it, overstand it, understand it. What's going on? What's this? Why I said that? Why I like this? Why I went there? All these things. But some people go like, oh, whatever. So I kind of feel like alone at times. I really feel alone because and the thing about it, when I'm going back to the train girl, depending on my mood, I probably would have said something. But I was, like I said, I didn't expect it. I wasn't in the mood, and I'm like, I had the option to not want her. Now, see, if it was like some desolate zombie survival shit, and she's like, hey, I'm the last girl you may see today. You may die tomorrow, nigga. How about you? Do the thing, do the hump, and make a baby, and the human species will survive. So that's a different scenario. But a scenario of living in a city around over 5 million, 7 million people, you have so much fucking options. You know what I'm trying to say? You really have so much options, and some people hold it against you, some people don't hold it against you, depending on who you talk to, what you talk to, whatever the case may be. So it's weird, man, because at one moment you want somebody. You go, ooh, I want that person. Or I wanna do something. Not necessarily sex, but you're excited to be around them. But the next moment you go, I don't, blah blah blah. So I just found the observation kind of relevant because when I told my friend too, I was like, I told Les yesterday, I was like, I missed the days when I was a kid and you met other kids and you were fucking excited. You were like, yes, more play people. Like you just really was so excited and enthralled to be around other kids because you, and especially kids your age or whatever, you felt enthralled. Now I get on the train. It's not even like I look ugly or I dress bad or whatever, but it's just, people won't look at you and go, ugh, don't talk to me. Like if people had little like little signs, like little handle signs that said talk to me or don't talk to me. Like that, to me, that would make me feel a little bit better. You know what I'm trying to say? If a woman, a guy, anybody, just on the train, and you want to strike up a conversation, you want anywhere, and you have a little sign and you lift it up like a crossing guard or some shit. Stop, go. Like it's just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Because what if the thing about it is, like, what if they're lonely? You know what I'm trying to say? What if they're lonely and they want to talk, but they don't know how to say I want to talk, and what's going on? They may look at you and go, "Oh, you look really serious and busy, so I'm going to leave you alone." And the thing about it is, even if you talk to that person for that day, this is what gets me again, and I'll get back into the real context of it, but just my scenarios and what I think and what I've been through. It's just how it's like. Make sure I'm still recording. Okay. And it's like they'll meet you today. Be great friends. This scenario hasn't happened to me like 2 or 3 or 4 times in my life. Not my life, but just I think last year. I'll say that last year. I'm like, yeah, what's up? Hey, what's going on? Oh my god, we click. Well, at least I think we click. And then you never hear from that person again. That's such a gaping feeling. That's such just like a ouch, like a not necessarily like your feelings are hurt, but like wow, you wanna just like a kid. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if we're all like deep down we're all kids or it's a me thing and like my generation or anybody else. I mean anybody else that has like that inner child in them. I don't know if they feel like that too, or just everybody has that inner child, or for certain people I don't know. But I have that inner child where I'm just like, hey, let's whatever, it doesn't even have to be, it's like, and again, it doesn't have to be sex. That's why I say I feel so like with the double standard with the girl and the train, the girl thing. It was that that didn't come out right. It's like she may have wanted me for sex or a booty call later on. I don't know. Probably just be friendly. But here's the thing. Here's the clues with me. I can't explain it because it'll just drag on too long. If you're interested, I'll probably. I mean, I can't tell if you're interested, but I'll listen to my fucking videos right now. But I don't know. But it's she could have wanted anything. It doesn't have to be sex. But here's the thing. If she wanted sex, or she was looking at me like, come get it, and I was like, nah, I'm good. Automatically, I may be gay, I may be whatever, I'm just like, I may be taken, all these things may pop up, and that's what I'm trying to say, is that when you were younger, or when you were like, or you have that inner kid, you don't really think of the reasons why someone did what they did. You just go, okay, we're kids. But as you grow up, people make excuses, people lie, people deceive, people don't reveal, it's just kind of like, and the thing about it, it's not even like to hurt you, really. It's not really to hurt you, but sometimes for their own fucking safety. That's what I'm trying to say. I get mad with that shit. That's why sometimes I rant and I rave about living in a small community or growing up, just something manageable, because I cannot manage knowing over even a million people. I can't manage that. How the fuck can I manage that? I mean, probably if I use 100% of my brain, yes. But here's the thing. Can I be in a million places at once? Probably, some astral, celestial stuff, probably. But, like, physical 3D form? No. And I like when I meet people, I like to really say, okay, we've met. You like me. I like you. We're friends. We'll talk. We'll whatever. I like this openness. I like this trustingness. I like this. I love it, actually. But when that's kind of hindered or slowed down or cloudy or less this and less that, it makes me just get upset, because now I have to wait for, and it's the math about it. If I was living in a small community, I think what would happen is that if it's 500 people, it's going to be managed in that timetable. So 500 people, there's a problem. Probably will take about 2 days, probably 2-3 days. But you live like anything, and like community problems, social problems, money problems, whatever type of problems you can think of, will probably be not managed, but handled in 2 or 3 days. But in a city, a giant area of 1 million people, that timetable, any of the problems that happen with a 1 million people timetable should be, happen quick, and it probably will, but it'll be like chewing gum on a broken pipe, like a plumber. Like, he'll put chewing gum and duct tape on it. Like, that's the way we handle large problems on with these large people timetables, because either we don't have the time, don't have the resources, gotta wait for the clearance, gotta all these types of things. So the larger people, sometimes the larger the problems. It could be a large solution easily come up, but guess what? If people are going to work, if they're walking their dog, if they're taking a lot of drugs and they're fucking zoned out, anything you can think of, guess what? The million people population timetable, they're not paying attention to their own problems. So now someone else has to come along, probably someone else outside that 1 million timetable. So I don't want to be a part of that 3 million, 5 million, because how the fuck do you manage that cohesively, spiritually, mentally, physically, how do you manage that? Because what you see today in your life, this is how we manage it. Poverty. It's like poverty's a disease, like poverty's a virus. I'm not saying kill everybody that's poor. I'm just saying, like, it's how do you stop poverty? How can you stop somebody from being 8 years old and say, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm going to just do whatever I want to do, and by 15 he got 3 kids. By 20 years old, he got 8 kids. But guess what? The country turns around. Next thing you know, having a lot of kids is a benefit. But people that don't have a lot of kids in the other country that just like lost their, they went down a superpower. They went down in the ranks of the countries and the nations. Now they're going through turmoil. So how do you correctively and cohesively live amongst large populations of people naturally? Like that's my my quiv, I think that's a word. If it's not a word, I like to just create words sometimes. A quiv, it's not my quiv. It's just I don't. What is that? What does it mean to to live? Because what does it mean? Because you're not gonna just see no attractive people the whole day. You're gonna see at least one person who goes, oh my god, I like you. You make me smile. But here's the thing, you may be a pedophile. Not a pedophile, but yeah, that's what I'm trying. It can be. You can be a pedophile. You can be a stalker. You can be labeled all types of shit. And then not to mention, there's the double standard of being a man. And nowadays, I think I've actually seen this video or listened to this thing. It was Stephen Monarch, something like that. Something like free some shit radio. Stephen Mullenix or something like that. Like kill all men. I mean, I didn't really listen to the whole thing, but that is a feeling that everybody gets right now, and I get that. Or probably has been feeling, but everything, you know how they do it. He always, incrementally they fuck with us. They, introduce gays in 2001. Then by 2008, it's a gay celebrity. But then by 2020, it's gay president. That's how they do it in this type of, how we live. But kill old men. That was like a part of the title and the Stephen Mullenix radio podcast thing. I didn't want, like I said, I didn't listen to all of it, but just like being a man, having a dick, what I'm trying to say, having a dick alone kind of like makes you, like being a heterosexual oriented male of any creed or culture. I don't know, Western countries or like capitalist, I don't know, but just being a man kind of is like you're a man, you're a potential threat. We gotta kill you or lock you up or make you gay. And some gay guys actually are fucking, bigger threats than straight guys. Just to throw that out there, it doesn't really mean that. But like, it's not about, like, anything about it's not about what it actually is. It's about how it's appeared. So what I mean by that is how do things look? Is that what it cares about? Like people sometimes they go to parks and then you say the grass is nicely cut. Well, if you actually look down, that's not grass, that's weeds. Like all those, there's a lot of weeds in these giant lawns or park areas. It's not grass. It's just because it's green doesn't mean it's grass. You know what I'm trying to say? So 420, but that's a little funny. I just thought about. But yeah, it's the appearance. So I don't know. I guess it might be my rant and my rave about this. This system, what I noticed earlier, because I didn't want to make a video. Trust me, making a video and watching the timer is kind of like, tedious. Not tedious, not like annoying, but like, hey, damn, like I've been talking for this long. I know I'm looking at my iPod right now. It's like 20 minutes, but it's like I said, you can download it if you want. and listen to it, or you could listen to it, whatever. It's audio, so it's it's good for everybody. I think. I would hope it doesn't have any captions. That probably will suck for people who are deaf if they listen to any deaf people or watch my videos. So I mean, get like ear boosting headphones. I would you know suggest. But yeah, I just it's just fucking annoying because then sometimes you take the risk of talking to somebody and that person can kill you, or that person can do some type of damage to your life that you did not expect, and now you're like, great, if I just didn't say anything, like I could have lived better, and I don't like that because now it's like you're living in fear, you're living in trauma, and I thought about this on the bus. I may be on the bus coming home. I think I may be wrong, but I don't think so. But I think it's a scientific reason about it, explanation. So anybody that listens to me that's new or old, that's how I think. That's how I talk. I go if I don't mean to offend anybody. If you get offended and you want to stay offended, fuck you. If you don't want to if you get offended, you don't want to stay offended. You want to kind of like resolve it yourself. Good looks on you because you're mature enough to do that with yourself. With some people, they want to stay stuck mad at you. But I think that what I was thinking on the bus back home was that you have like I don't think white people are scared of stuff like they're not white people, not white people. It's like Caucasian Americans, they're not scared. Like they have the inherent thing in them. I don't know if I don't want to really say going back to the caveman days, but I'll just say caveman days right now. Caveman days where it's like nature was their enemy. So nowadays you try to really conquer nature. They try to fucking wrestle a pet. You do all types of crazy shit with animals. Like I'm not saying they're completely crazy, but just on observation basis of what I've seen. You know what I'm trying to say, and heard, and comedy, and facts, and just, talking. They're kind of, they're not afraid of nature. They like to fight nature a lot. Extreme sports I'm not saying you look at black people, but when you look at like Latino and Moorish American, African American sports, it isn't crazy. It isn't crazy. It's really land based. Like no one's in, like there's no like Harlem Globetrotters. Like they're going to the Tibetan mountains to play basketball. Like there's a fucking basketball court on a mountain, and they're gonna play in like -degree weather. No, that doesn't happen. We kind of like we play stickball, we play baseball. You got the Mets, you got the Knicks. Like we don't we just don't go to extreme places to play sports. I mean, I guess it's like I guess what white people or European Americans was that Euro Americans was that if they can fight the weather, if they can fight nature, if they can fight these things and conquer it or survive, then they were worthy of living, because in very, very cold conditions and there's no food, there may be cannibalism, or they may be you gotta hunt. You gotta go out there, you gotta hunt, you gotta survive, you gotta not die, you gotta bring back food, bring back fur, use it again, and then like some type of Monster Hunter shit. Like you gotta keep killing these animals. That's a game for PSP by Capcom, Monster Hunter. You gotta keep killing these animals and beasts to get food and get shelter and warmth and all that type of shit. But when it comes to Latino, I would say Latino and African American, we don't need to do that because we naturally love the fucking sun. Like we naturally love the heat. Not like extreme heat, but heat. And then you got fruits, you got veggies. So if you live in a tropical environment, it's gonna be perfect almost all year long, except for like hurricanes and shit. But like I'm saying, I see the differences when it comes to, say, like I brought up white people, and the reason I was thinking about that because my thoughts led to that was that when it came to I thought about like videos of fetish, like face sitting. I like face sitting. I just, for some reason, a woman sitting on a guy's face is like like engrossingly enriching to me. I like seeing that, So what I was saying is that and to me that was an awkward thing to say. I mean, if you felt like an awkward pause was there, and you're like, okay, PG-28's kind of too personal. But yeah, I'm getting to it. And it's like, think about this. When it came to slavery, when it came to black people, dark-skinned people, whatever, just people who were native to the land got fucking whipped and beat the shit. That was torture. That was like, ouch, why did you do that? I'm in pain. Stop, nigga. Stop. But guess what? White people didn't get tortured that much. I think there were white slaves or Euro-American slaves, but, whatever. Just think about this in the pictures and whatnot. So if these people are whipping and torturing you and you're in pain, as me as an African American, I kind of wouldn't find S&M and torture chambers hot. I'd probably get aroused if I tried it once, but like just the pain of whipping me and electrifying my nipples would go what it would feel like. I said, probably there is probably a scientific way to say, hey, a central scientific way to say, hey, this does does things to your body where you feel good about it, but there is also these damaging effects. As a person who was like your ancestors or whatever, your great grandmother, whatever, they were enslaved. Why in my DNA and inherently in me, why would I find that to be hot? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, why would I find that to be like, ooh, that feels good. Like, how? You know what I'm trying to say? So when I look at them, the white people who do that stuff, it's like there's not superior, but like super cerebral curious or something like that. That's what it seems to be to me. Like, they don't really seem to be people that go, you know what? That's because, like I say, when I watch these fetish videos, I don't see black guys. I don't see Latino guys. I see a lot of white dudes, white old dudes, letting a bitch take a shit on their face. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, what? You taking a shit on my face? Like, come on, man. Like, that's feces, man. That's feces. That's feces. That's somebody's bowel excrements, and you don't know what they ate. And if they tell you what they ate, I mean, it depends on if they ate like a substance to make it edible, somewhat, I guess. But like, if someone just eats what the fuck they usually eat, and then you have to take a giant hard rock dump on your the dump, and you pay a bitch like $500 to shit on your face. What? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying y'all niggas are disgusting. Yo, my bad. Not y'all niggas, but like y'all white people are disgusting. I'm not saying that. Whoever listens to this is white. I'm not saying y'all disgusting. I'm just saying that I think there's a link to and like this DNA things that's just kind of like we put ourselves in. Like, we naturally put ourselves in. You know what I'm trying to say? And if we can't get it, we get it some other way. We need natural sugar, but there's no fruit trees just hanging around New York. So what you do, you go to the little deli, go to the corner store, you get like a soda, you get a pack of gummies, gummy fruit snack or whatever. You get some gum, you get something sweet because your body's like, hey, I need some natural sugar. But since you've been giving your body so much artificial sugar for so long, it's just like, all right, it reprograms your brain's natural coding. It's like a Pokedex. Like, if you ever watch Pokemon, there's a little device that's red. You can look it up. You can Google it. It's red, and it's like a Palm Pilot, kind of like a tablet or some shit. And he opens it up, and he scans the Pokemon, the monster, the little whatever it is, and the Pokedex tells him about it. So that's how kind of our brain works. Like, we know what an apple is. We know what a banana is. We know that if we eat these things at a certain time, it's going to do good for us or bad for us. So we have an index. We have a cerebral food index. Same, and I'm guessing if we have a food index, then we definitely have like every other index also. A drink index, a gas index, a poison index. We have these indexes in our body to say, hey, not too much of this, not too much of that. So what I'm trying to say is that our ancestors had enough. Our index, our intake, or like a little whatever we had in our body said, hey, slavery hurts. Don't do no more torture shit to your body. That's not cool. That's not a good look. So guess what? We don't do that. We don't get into that. You know what I'm trying to say? But with white people, they didn't do any of that shit. They didn't get whipped. They didn't get like ripped in half by horses. From what I know, they didn't do that. So if they didn't do these things, now guess what? To them, sexual curiosity. Damn, I wonder how it is for somebody to step on your penis or castrate you, semi-castrate you, whatever. They, you had a video I seen like when I was in high school. This guy, I think, let a horse fuck him in the ass, and he died from that shit. So they say. I don't know if he's dead, but a horse's dick is pretty big, and the human rectum, or whatever leads up, what's connected to shit. I don't really know my anatomy like that, but whatever's in there, it ain't enough to take a horse's penis. I think he died. So they say. But, whatever. Probably was fake, probably wasn't. But just what I'm trying to say, it's just kind of like, they want to know how it feels to be humiliated. I don't know by white guilt. I don't know if it's because of, Obama, I don't know what it is, but over the years, there's this white guilt that builds up, like everything else in this world that they use against it. It builds up, and it makes people change how they live, change how they speak, change how they think. And that's one of my things I don't like with it when it comes to this type of thing, is that when it comes to the way we live, it's so not controlled by us that I get so frustrated. And I know it's just like, well, everyone gets frustrated, leave it alone, it's gonna be what it is. I don't know, but it's just to know that I naturally go, hi, how are you doing? Let's be friends, and and then, but because of what they went through in their life, or what their parents went through, or their friends went through, they think to themselves, you know what? When someone says hi to me and they're all courteous, I'm gonna like be a little bit courteous, but I'm not going to engage in conversation because it could lead to death 2 years from now. It's just it's just fear and trauma based. I'm trying to say the way we live is fear and trauma based. We don't go this way because of that. We don't do this because of that. And the thing about it, it's not even like it's a natural thing like we do and then we let it go. It's a don't forget. If you see something, call the police. If you see a bag unintended, call the police. Like all this type of crazy shit that's like it subliminally inflicts you, and then now and because you speak probably one language, it's all these types of confining things. And I mean, I guess it's probably like, hey, I'm asking for the new world order, I guess, but probably I am probably a grassroots new world order. Oh my God, that bird's beautiful. A bird is landing on my gate. I'm looking at it. I mean, probably we should do a grassroots new world order because, I don't know. Just living amongst large groups of people it's stressful. Sometimes it's pleasant because you're not alone. Obviously, you're not fucking. It's not a Book of Eli. Like you walk in 4 states to deliver a Bible or some shit. Like, it's not like that. But I mean, it's something, I guess. So yeah, I'm about to close the video, the recording out. It's been going on for about 33 minutes. If you've been listening this long, thanks. Or if you do, like I said, it's audio. Like you can't know, like, so it's a win-win. In a way, I get to speak and not really worry about the time. You get to listen if you care about, what I'm talking about, or just want to see what's going on with me because you're a subscriber. Cool. But yeah. Just weird, what I'm trying to say? It's you can't just meet somebody and just chill, like outside, not in a Starbucks, not in a Lowe's, not in a Walmart. I'm talking about literally you just in the park, or I mean that happens actually in the park, but it's how can we really tell that someone doesn't want to be bothered and someone wants to be bothered? That's my question. That's really my question. Like, how can we tell? I mean, sometimes I try to tell. I try to tell, but like I said with the girl on the train, I like, she stood across in a distance where she was, and she had an open top, like it was a good day. I guess she could have wore it, like she should have wore it or whatever, but had a tattoo across her chest on her left over a heart. Could have been someone she holds dear to her heart. I don't know, but it was fucking weird, man. Like it's because I know how a person moves. What I'm trying to say is that when you're sitting down, you're doing something, like 9 times out of 10, you're gonna touch your face. You're gonna brush your beard. You're gonna wipe your eye. You're gonna rest your hand on your head. You're tired. You're gonna do something with your body. She did nothing. So I'm sitting here thinking she's an android or she's a clone or something. She has to be something, because I'm like, naturally anybody, what I think, who doesn't try to hide anything, you just do what they do. You don't look still. You don't look forward. You don't get that nervous. I mean, probably some people have anxiety attacks, but like if you're scared of who you're attracted to or you're nervous, wouldn't you go farther away from them? Why would you go closer? You know what I'm trying to say? Like that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm adding up in my head. Like, why would you go closer? Probably she's feeling brave, but nah. That was weird. That was like one of those situations where it's like ordinary girls, or I mean, probably she wasn't ordinary. Probably she had like Dr. Octopus tentacles on her jacket and behind her jacket. I couldn't tell, but to me, ordinary girls they're shy, not shy, but like they look away, they look down, they try to be distracted, they have something in their hand, they read something, they do something to make it look like, okay, I'm not looking at you because, oh, you're so hot, you're a hot hunk or whatever, but she was like waiting for me, and I'm like, you go first, because I'm like, didn't expect this, don't really care, I'm kind of focused on what I want to do, you're kind of bothering me, not really, but to the point where I gotta look at you at the corner of my eye because I'm trying to figure out what you want from me, type of shit. See what I'm trying to say? Like, she wanted something from me. I don't think she needed me, and I didn't. And here's the thing: I didn't want anything from her. And on top of it, I don't really think I needed her, him or her. I didn't know. So I'm like, well, how are you gonna help me in this quest to get to where I gotta go when I know where I have to go? So, you know what I'm trying to say? It was kind of creepy to me. Just saying that. Like, it was kind of like, why don't you just kick me or some shit? Like, do something to say, hey, how you doing? Not no stare at me, kind of not stare at me, and not move, not touch. Be like an active human being with like one emotional gear. Like, what? I'm rambling, but let me end it here. Let me end it here. But yeah, thanks for listening.